One. Good
Here we
morning.
are again. Hello, Lisa.
Hi.
Did you have an organized day yesterday?
Somewhat. I was
Okay.
thoughtful about it, right?
Well, it
That's
does take
important.
something to
Yeah,
be disciplined and organized, and yeah,
yeah.
but it is helpful.
Mhm.
Are you ready for today?
Yeah,
Day
what's today?
65? This one really, really gets me. Budgeting time and money. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. This is a cringy one.
But we're going to have a positive mental attitude about it.
Of course.
So this is cool that it's actually budgeting time and money.
Okay.
It takes quite a bit of discipline on my part to do that.
Yeah.
I'd much rather be a whimsical, not have to worry about it.
Hmm.
Okay,
All
day
right.
65. My turn, right?
Yep.
Budgeting time and money. John Wanamaker, the Philadelphia merchant king, once said of budgeting one's time and resources, in quotes, the man who doesn't have a fixed system for the use of his time and money will never have financial security unless he has a rich relative who leaves him a fortune. Wow. I'm going to read that again and just like let that sink in because I don't think a lot of people have this. The man who doesn't have a fixed system for the use of his time and money will never have financial security unless he has a rich relative who leaves him a fortune. Wow. Professional people like doctors, lawyers, accountants, and consultants are keenly aware that time is the only thing they have to sell. So they develop a system of accounting for their time, an hourly rate that covers the cost of doing business and building in a profit. It's a lesson for us. Time is our greatest asset. It is the one asset we possess that can be converted into any form of wealth we choose. You can spend your time wisely, or you can squander it and spend your entire life without a purpose beyond securing food and shelter, living paycheck to paycheck. Benjamin Franklin is said to have advised that if you love life, then do not squander time. And that's the stuff that life is made of. The average person's time can be divided into three parts: sleep, work, and recreation. But it's your recreation time that is the most important as far as your personal achievement is concerned. Your free time provides you with the opportunity for self improvement and education, which in turn will allow you to market your work time for a right price. The person who uses all of his or her time solely for personal pleasure and play will never be a great success at anything. Hmm.
It is vital to allow yourself time for creative thought. A good starting point is to devote a half hour each day solely to creative thinking. The time of day depends on the individual. Some people think more clearly during morning walks, others prefer a quiet time just before going to sleep at night. Experiment with your own rhythms to determine when you do your best thinking. Then reserve that time every day for creative thinking without any distractions. Truly successful people also budget the income and outgo of their money as carefully as they budget their time. A definite amount is set aside for food, clothing, household expenses, for savings and investment, for charity, and for recreation. Naturally, individual circumstances vary, and specific amounts allocated to each will depend on your occupation and earning ability. Personal savings and investments are frequently areas that are neglected when other expenses increase, but there is an often overlooked side benefit of saving. In times of emergency, even a modest bank account can give you courage and security In times of prosperity, it will bolster your self-confidence and reduce anxiety. Worry over money matters can kill your ambition and you. One of the best ways to set aside money for investment and savings is by following the 10% rule. Simply stated, you set aside 10% of each paycheck right off the top before you pay any other bills. By paying yourself first, you ensure that you will have enough money to set aside. If you pay yourself last, it's too easy to spend that money on something else. 10% might sound like a lot, but if you are an impulsive buyer or a spendthrift, believe me, you will never even miss it. If your employer has direct deposit, see if you can have 10% of your check deposited into a separate account you never touch. If you are tempted to dig into that money after it really starts to build, remind yourself that it is for a new house, retirement, or your safety cushion. Don't even pay bills with it. This is attitude money. You can weather a lot of ups and downs if you can pay off your bills, but choose not to, preferring cash rather than paid bills when another crisis comes along.
As with most other goals in life, you have to make it happen for yourself. Don't count on Social Security or your pension plan. They may not come through. Count on yourself. Spend your money wisely and put away at least 10% for later. Don't let life get the best of you. Plan to get the best out of life. Take time to budget your time and your money. I totally agree with that. Would you like me to read the action steps since you've been reading?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, positive action steps. Set aside a half an hour each day for creative thinking. Set aside 10% of your earnings for savings and investment. Use some of your free time to study success principles. I remember when I was really young, when I first got married, I used to have, when you go to the bank and they have these little envelopes that so the money fits
Yeah.
in, and I would have one for food, one for vacation, and I would keep them in a box. And whenever my husband would come home with the money, I would put a little bit in each box. I remember that was my first. I
Yeah.
was I was a kid. That was my first way of managing my money. Yeah.
Well, there's a book called Profit First, and it uses that kind of method. And the author says he learned it because that's what his mom did. She had one for electricity bill, one for water, one for fun, and one for everything, right?
Yeah,
And
one for food. Yes.
he took that, and profit first means you pay yourself first, no matter what, no matter what the circumstances or what urgent thing there is, you always have to guarantee that you do that for yourself. And even actually, one of my banks uses that. They've collaborated with him. And so in this bank account, you can make several other um, accounts within the account for all your different things.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, one for
I've
tax.
never heard of that. That's very cool.
Yeah, for vacation, one for um, you know, buying new products. Like I had a business one, so what that was my budget for replenishing stock and yeah, all these different ones. And it's really a good way of being organized and making sure that you get paid because a lot of entrepreneurs don't get to pay
Right, don't
themselves
get paid.
years,
Right,
right? They
right.
just struggle along and put everything back in to the company and
And
then
they get burnt out.
they get burnt out and they suffer and their family suffers
Mhm.
and all that. So yeah, so it's a good book. I recommend it to anyone who's interested in this. So yeah,
Yeah, definitely organizing. It wasn't as bad as we thought.
no, I thought
The
it was
title made me think that it was something else. This was
I,
actually very informative.
I
I
thought I was going to
really,
get a lecture.
right, I know. But I really, really like this a lot. Yes, it's
Yeah.
important to
Yeah.
spend your time and money wisely, as they say.
Oh,
Well,
all right.
have a good day and
You
spend
as
your
well.
time and money wisely.
I will. All right. I'll see
See
you
you
tomorrow
tomorrow.
at the right
Bye
time.
bye.
Okay, bye-bye.